Hey, it's Rubber Ducky here. Welcome to Lawn Mowing Simulator. This is episode 11. Please take a moment to support the channel. All right, I have an idea here. So, I was considering taking out a larger loan and then upgrading our HQ, getting another employee, and getting another mower. So, let's go ahead and do that first. So, currently, we've got the 10,000 pound loan, and that's fine. We just about could pay it off. We could pay it off after this week, but that's why I was considering um, doing something else. So there's a 25,000 pound loan, and we can actually do it twice. I was thinking we would only get 25, and so by the time we upgraded, we'd break even. But we're gonna do that, so that leaves us with almost 60,000 available. And we do have two trimmers. We do have two mowers. Okay, so the problem we ran into is we couldn't buy another mower. And now, if. How do we do it? How do we buy a new HQ? Where is it? No. All right, now I don't know. Oh, it's right in front of me. Okay, so we go here. That gets us an extra bay, and it's going to cost us about 5,500 pounds. So I think we do this. There we go. The new headquarters of Ducky Mowing, Warehouse 6. So right now we have an additional slot. We can even upgrade it. So for another 1,500, it's going to take a week to complete, but we'll get a fourth base. So I'm just going to pull the trigger on that now. Next, we need to go to the garage. So the question, I guess, now is, do we get something small so we can fit tight properties, or do we go bigger and have access to something that'll cut a little bit more quickly? So like the Z Master 7500D, this bad boy's got 37 horsepower. Maybe that's pretty good for us um, to cut some of those bigger fields. Turf Tiger 2 is a 61 inch. It's got a 31 horsepower. So here we could still stripe. This has a little bit more power available. And this starts looking at 31,000 and 38,000 for the Groundsmaster. For what it's worth, I've used the Groundsmaster. I like it. It's a cool mower. But I don't know. It's a little bit bulky. I don't know if we're getting contracts yet where we want something like this. But if I spend, what is it, 30,000, 26,000 on the zero turn, that's a big chunk of our money. It's not like we can turn around and buy this as well. I say let's go ahead and pull the trigger on the zero turn. So if we do this, leaves us 25,000. And we do have to upgrade it because it doesn't have the recycler kit. It is just currently doing side discharge, or I guess it's rear discharge. But for 500 bucks, we'll put a mulching plate on it. And then let's see. There we go. Now it's attached. So we got that. And I think we also want to just go ahead and pick up one more trimmer because we're going to have a third guy. So over here, I think let's stick with this Stiga, the big electric one. It does have a good cutting width, and it does seem to have a decent amount of power. And we do need to hire an additional employee. So Iris loves BLT sandwiches and is an apprentice. Apprentice, proficient. Okay, so here we go with a specialist. So the difference here is apprentice is 250 per week. And then we've got the proficient for 350 and the specialist for 450. And so Dylan likes anything from Japan and believes they were a gunslinger in a previous life and can't stand running in the sunshine. Can type faster than anyone they know. So that sounds like very important traits for a lawnmower. So I think we're going to go ahead and take Dylan. No, I don't want to take Lottie. We want Dylan. There we go. Okay. In a week, we'll have our fourth slot, and we do still have 25,000 available. If we had had a fourth slot right now, I would have bought another mower anyway. But I think we'll just sit on that money for a minute because we do have to make some money to make our first week's loan payment, and it's going to be like 8,000 or something. So, in fact, hang on before we go any further. Let's look at our 10,000 pound one. And yeah, I say, what if we just repay this because we're gonna make 1,350 pound per week payments on it. Oh, and it's not going to be 8,000. It's going to be 6,500. But so to keep it from being 8,000, let's pay this back. We'll be down to 13,000 pounds. We can't buy another mower for a week, so no big deal there. And to sit on this 50 grand, we're going to have to come up with 6,000 a week just to break even. So we got to get out there and we got to hit some decent contracts. Now everything's looking a little bit better, and we are going to have a little bit more income coming in, I think. Or we're going to really start getting buried. I don't know which. We do actually have 3 mowing jobs available, which is perfect for us. So first possibility is at 62 Colville Street in the Garden. Then we've got the Historic Lands, Royal Stones. So we mowed that not too long ago. And Historic Lands Druid Tour. Now we have never mowed that. So I could assign us this contract, and then we could take out the new Toro and see what it's all about out here. This will get us another 950. Yeah, so like we're looking at 2,000 for this day with the 3 of us out there, and we can just put one of our guys there. I think there's a training you can do for your employees though. Yes, there is. So I've been forgetting to do this with Amber, and Amber is proficient. Now, was Amber always proficient, or did Amber level up on her own? So we have not trained anything. Time management, advanced driving, vehicle maintenance. This gives the most experience. It would totally clear out the level of proficient we're in. Let's pull the trigger on that. And we only get 1 training, right? Yeah. Dylan, who just got hired. I mean, the weird thing is, like, do we care if he's got vehicle maintenance? I don't know. But there we go. So they're both trained. Hopefully that pays dividends for us in the future. and then back to the jobs. Wait, you don't have enough trimmers. I have 3. I don't agree with that. Did I not buy the trimmer that we were looking at? That's weird. Confirm. I don't understand. So now we have 3. That's weird. I guess maybe I didn't click confirm on the first one. So back to 62 Colville Street. Let's put Amber here on the smaller property. And none of them were ecos, right? So we'll give Amber the tight mower. Yes, it's technically too large by like an inch and a half. It calls for a 39. We'll do that. And then the Royal Stones, we'll put Dylan over there. And Dylan can take the Patriot. And then I guess we'll try Druid Tor. And that'll be us on the new Toro with the new electric trimmer. And it does say that, let's see, it does say this is overgrown. We have long grass, and we're going to be cutting from 2 3/4 to 3 1/8. So let's call it a 3-inch cut, but grass is from 9 to 11 3/4. It recommends a 52. We're going to be bringing a 60, and it recommends cutting it in 38 minutes. So just by the picture, I see some stones in the middle of the property. We're going to have to trim around those. But if it's mostly large open space, we are totally going to have fun with the 60-inch mower. Hopefully I don't make a mistake by bringing a mower that's 10 inches or so larger than what it calls for. But I'm hoping that that 37 horsepower and extra cutting width makes a difference here. So it looks like some rolling hills. It's fairly open, but it's actually not super large. Yeah, it's actually not nearly as large as I thought it was going to be. I still think the mower will be a good choice here. So ground check, we are looking for 6 objects. There's 1. Two, 3, 4, 5, 1 more. Where is it? Over here in the middle? No. Interesting. No. How many times have I walked past it now and not seen it? There it is. All right, now this is our valuable. All right, so we got the valuable. It's part of a sword or something right here in this rock. Let's hit our trimmer. We only have, I already forgot, I think 30 minutes to do this whole thing, and I don't know if we do the perimeter? I guess we do. We've got this like fencing part of it, and that might actually be the only part we need to trim, is like the parts next to the wall, but some of these flowers I don't want to take out, so we'll just go ahead and assume they're going to be a problem. But I think a single trimming pass through here should be enough. I'm stuck. I'm trying to walk one direction and it's like attaching me to the wall. Yeah, it's probably the right call to bring the trimmer out here. Are we getting all that? Yeah, I guess so. Try not to hit the flowers. I'm hitting every single flower there is. That's looking a little bit better. Oh my goodness. We're gonna go slower through here. I'm hitting everything. We do not want to have to bring the mower right up to the trailer. Alright, that's the whole perimeter. Let's go do a quick lap around these rocks. And I think we'll be okay if we just do a rough one. Just so long as like the mower doesn't have to get like right in here. That seems like a big enough area to, you know, cut around without being interfered with. You just don't want to have to like squeeze the deck in between the rocks or something, you know? Like, I think that worked fairly well. Alright, that one's done. We gotta watch out for those flowers. Let's take this a little bit wider and just avoid hitting those in the future. And I think, I don't know, I feel like we definitely can get the mower underneath that, unless like vertically we have an issue, which it doesn't look like we would, but I don't know if there's going to be a collision issue. Nice and easy around this. It says I hit another flower. I am off to a terrible start on this one. Who landscapes like this? I didn't hit the flower. This makes me want to go back to the smaller 14-inch trimmer because I had a little bit more fine-tuned control over it. It's saying I'm hitting stuff that I'm like positive I'm not hitting. Alright, there's one more rock outcropping over here, and is that one in the mowing path back there? We'll have to go look over there in the back and see. Ooh, it doesn't want to let me underneath that. Guys, I know. Every flower. I was even taking my time there. I wasn't rushing it. I still hit it. I don't think I ever reached the stuff in the deep middle. Yeah, I did not. I can't get out. I can't get in there far enough. Like I don't know. I can't get closer there. I don't know if I don't know if it's possible to get that patch, so we're gonna hope that it doesn't come back and bite us. I don't want to be here 10 minutes from now still screwing around. So let's hit this last rock and move on. It's looking pretty decent. Alright, start this thing up. And we need a height in the 3-inch range. Okay, there we go. Power up. And let's roll off here. Alright. This thing is a lot bigger than what we've been using, so let's watch out for that. It feels a lot more powerful as well. I probably could have given myself a tiny bit more room with the trimmer, but I did get it trimmed in like 7 minutes, and that's been kind of an issue for the last several mows, is like going over time limits simply because I'm trimming too long. I hit the wall there, I know. I didn't believe I would, but I did. Ooh. Not too bad. But yeah, I've been trimming for too much, and this one finally isn't super intricate to where I have to. And I did a terrible job trimming. I hit every single flower that these guys had. Once we get the perimeter done, I don't think this one will be so bad. I can't go very fast with the walls that close, and I don't love it. He's doing all right. Might have left a little bit there on the edge. No way. All right. There we go. The ground is pretty uneven, as you can see, like these big hills, but there's some smaller bumps and stuff that play a role. I also haven't really paid attention to how deep this machine is behind me, and if like when I pivot I'm gonna like slap the rear into something, because it is, look at that, like it is kind of hefty. Alright, I am grossly overlapping. I'm not quite used to this thing. There we go. That's a little bit better. I was definitely covering more than I needed to for this thing. Oh, a little hard to get started on that uphill. Oh, down the hill. There we go. Under control. I wonder if we clear out around this real fast. Just like that. I like this mower though, it's not bad at all. This is maybe not like the best property to figure out how well it will do at higher speeds, just because there's so many terrain variations. The ground's uneven, we got the rocks and stuff, so like just as I would want to get it up to speed, I need to like slow down to keep it under control. But it does seem like it has plenty of power. Let's see, let's go around this as well. Should get us a little bit of space there. Try not to lose control on the downhill. There we go. Still kind of overlapping a lot. I gotta remember that this thing's so much wider than the other one. Let's get that. It's so uneven over here. There we go. We'll hit that little spot in just a moment. Let's try and get this big chunk done because we're falling behind on time. Nope. Out of control. Really mess with me. They probably shouldn't. I probably shouldn't allow them to be such a nuisance to me, but I do. I like it. No way. Well, you know, it didn't say we overloaded. We were just close. We'll see on the back pass if there's anything missed. What? I didn't hit a flower! I hit a flower, guys. I don't see anything that looks like we didn't get it. So I think we were just close to overloading, but we didn't actually do it. So close. We're so close. I might like this more than the Skag Patriot. It's just with the extra wide deck, me personally getting used to the fact that it does overhang the track width by like, I don't know, maybe 8 or 10 inches is something that I haven't gotten used to. But I'm kind of adapting. I think one thing that is a little bit on my mind is like this one's a rear discharge, right? I have my own 42-inch zero turn from Toro, and it is a side discharge. It discharges on the right. So like my instinct on the right is not to view how much is sticking out on the right as all cutting surface, even though on this particular model it would be. And so like I see that like little bit on the right, and I'm like, no, that's side discharge, and it's not. So like I'm like definitely overlapping more on my right side than I even need to. But I think we're doing all right. Couple of mows, especially if I didn't have to mess around with some of these obstacles and I could give this thing a try on like a bigger property. It does say technically we're complete. We know we're not. But if I could mess around with this on a bigger property just so I could get used to those long straight passes, that would help a lot. So because we don't leave it uncut, we're going to clean this up. But we did do it in under 26 minutes. So I don't think that's too bad. I think with a little bit of experience on this thing, I could definitely cut some time off. All right. This is done, and it actually looks pretty nice. All things considered. We took out half the garden, but it's okay. I like the mower. It was definitely worth the purchase. It's definitely going to pay off. Maybe not the best property for it. I might have mowed this a little faster with the Skag just because I'm familiar with it, but it is open enough we could absolutely use a 60 or even a 72 through here. I don't think that's a problem at all. So let's see what happens. All right, ground check time bonus. We earned 15 pounds. We got 40 for doing it. And then cutting time, we got an extra 21 pounds for saving time. We recovered 750 pounds in the valuables. We did have 1075 in penalties and fines. So we destroyed a bunch of flowers. I don't know if they were 2 pounds per flower and we hit 5, or if they were 1 each and we hit 10. I did hit a lot of flowers. There was one tiny collision where I tapped the wall early on, and I'm guessing that's what the 75-cent collision fee is. So overall, earned 1761, and at 62 Coville Street, vehicle took some damage, engine's worn, blades are worn, needs fuel. Wow. You know what? I bet I didn't recharge it after the last time I used it. And then at the Royal Stones, all went well, and do need to do some maintenance on every vehicle. We are now established ranked 5, and we got 946 respect to get to trusted rank 1. We unlocked the Crosley Riding School Paddock C, Foxstone Holiday Park at the campsite. I've never seen any of the campsite except for the one that I just did. And Crosley Riding School rear lawns. Yeah, so we got some new cool stuff that we're going to be checking out. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It felt like it was overdue to just pull that trigger on that upgrade, and so we got that done. We got a new mower. We got another team member. So hopefully as we move forward, that is going to get us a little bit more income, and we can continue growing the business. Drop a comment down below. Let me know how you think it went. Let me know if you want to see me get a certain mower or use a certain mower on a certain property, something like that. But let me know what your favorite equipment is. Go ahead and like the video if you enjoyed the mow. Click the subscribe button to help support the channel, and check out the affiliate links to support me as a content creator. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.